Dude was a straight dog. A dog zapping himself on an underground fence over and over till he found a weak spot. Men who have had no problems finding a girlfriend throughout your life, what sets you apart from the men that do? For a long time I couldn't get a girl because I was so focused on getting a girl, it screwed with my social skills. This is what got me a girlfriend. I changed my approach to just focus on purely having fun. If I'm not having fun, or the person with me is not having fun, I withdraw and find another person I can have fun with. When I meet a girl and she could have fun, great, let's have fun. She's too serious and can't have fun? Great, guess we don't match and I'll just move on. Eventually a lot of girls like hanging out with me because I don't have any ulterior motives and just wanted to have fun. From here, I asked a girl that I liked out and eventually we dated. The result is I do have lots of female friends, but that gets tiring after a while because they mostly do girl things. Somebody replied, I was really popular in high school and lots of girls like me, but I didn't date anyone because even with them giving me signs so obvious a blind man could see it, I was too afraid of rejection to ask, and high school girls where I grew up weren't asking. It wasn't until senior year and being the Navy after graduating that I was like, if you actually ask, the worst that they can say is no and you can try someone else. The biggest mistake guys make is panting over women they are attracted to like a dog while being dismissive and rude to other men and less attractive women or non-single women. Most of the time they don't even realize they are doing this and are not doing it to be malicious. It's just a nervous habit, or they think they are smoother or more subtle than they are. But it's a bad habit, very obvious, and not a good look. It might be okay behavior in a club full of strangers, but looks very bad in a we're all friends here social situation or a professional one. Ask someone on a date early in your acquaintance but set low expectations for the outcome. Say you're at a gathering and a friend introduces you to a woman you didn't know. You get along, she's interesting to talk to, she seems to enjoy talking to you. I don't mean she's sending signals like she wants to go home with you, just that she doesn't avoid you or try to get away, she's just having a nice time talking. Find a moment and say, hey, I've been thinking of trying this new restaurant that people have been talking about, or museum, hiking trail, whatever, just not a movie, would you like to go with me? Simple as that. If she's interested, at this stage interested just means she hasn't ruled you out, again, not that she wants to move in together, she'll either say yes or counteroffer. Maybe she's not into that kind of food, or hiking, but she's open to something else. Or she will politely decline and you say okay, no problem. Well, I enjoyed talking to you, hope to see you again sometime. Or whatever, just be cool about it and move on. It'll be easier the next time. Just don't become the guy who's always asking out the single new girl at the party, and definitely don't ask out two women at the same party. Well, Ashley said no, guess I'll go ask my backup now. But set low expectations for the date. You're getting to know each other. Both of you. You need to go into it like you're still trying to figure out if you like her enough to continue this because you are. If neither of you does, no problem, a couple dates doesn't have to make things weird next time you're both at Billy's cookout. Just accept that you're not compatible and enjoy being friendly with each other. If she comes to that but you still like her and think she could come around, forget about it. If you don't ask her out early, then what happens? You see each other every once in a while with the same set of mutual friends, you never get the one-on-one time to feel each other out, and then eventually you're now friends yourselves and you would be trying to make the jump from that to going on a date. That's not impossible, that's not friend zone, that's just a different approach to becoming more than friends. If you have trouble asking women out, then that's just raising the anxiety for you. That approach always worked for me. Not that I always got a date, but by doing it early there's less anxiety about being turned down because you haven't already invested much. It's more of a level playing field because you're both going off of first impressions. The key is turn down the intensity and let things happen. Remember, you're part of the equation too, you have value as a potential partner too. Maybe you won't like her once you get to know her better. Would it have been worth all the nerves? So get it out of the way early. The more you do it, the more confident about it you'll be. Don't expect to find your soulmate on the first try. Have fun. Edit to add. If she turns you down the first time, I'm not saying that you should never ask her out again, but feel it out. After you see each other socially a few times, she might start to show interest. After you ask her out, she knows that you are interested in her, and maybe that idea will grow on her, and you can say, hey, I wondered if you'd reconsidered going to dinner sometime. Just don't hound her about it, wait and see how she acts towards you, and definitely don't try to convince her she should go. Don't end up on Are Nice Guys. Of course, this also depends on how she turned you down the first time. Read the room. Talk to mutual friends. Hey, a few months ago I asked Susie if she wanted to have dinner, but she said she's too busy with work. Do you think it would be okay if I asked her again? Just think about it. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. It's just two people in one building in one city on one planet being two people. Truly not a big deal. Don't overthink, be natural, and actually listen. Genuinely listening, and not having your brain floating in the clouds about her lips or her body or her sister, will empower you to respond with natural, genuine answers. And don't answer everything with what they want to hear, be yourself. Being yourself is easy. Healthy people don't want a lackey, they want a partner. One friend's successful plan is to simply tease women. It works, but he ends up with only insecure, low-confidence partners. I only find physical attractiveness important. I don't think it matters about personality or confidence. Everyone here is talking about how I just talk to them like they're a human being. Bro, so does everyone else. It's a bit delusional to think attractiveness has nothing to do with it. Treating people like human beings is obviously not the deciding factor, considering everyone does that. Somebody replied, yeah, it's a hard truth to swallow, but attractiveness is the best indicator of dating success. It creates a positive feedback loop. Attractive men are likely more confident, in part, because their attractiveness has resulted in more positive interactions with women, so they have less fear engaging in conversation, that is, they appear confident, and with more opportunities to talk to women, they get better at it through practice. So, yeah, they are confident and good at talking with women, but those two things come as benefits of being at least relatively attractive. Some men are humble, so put it down to how they treat women like human beings, and some are honest enough to admit it helps that I'm an attractive guy. I'd put myself in the latter group, being aware that my dating success was, past tense, because married, not due to my personality alone, by a long shot. Social skills. Willingness to seek quality professional help for hair and wardrobe styling tips. My problem isn't the number of women, my problem is finding the right woman. The psychology of clothing is a very interesting subject. It calls upon perception, validation, influence, embellishment. You can use your outfit to convey a very authentic version of you, or a version of yourself that you want to sell to others. It feels safe to build a wardrobe of jeans and t-shirts. Honestly, as long as they fit right and are comfortable, then you're doing better than 95% of other men. Fit is the most important though, so learning that is better than throwing money at designer clothes. A black t-shirt that hugs your arms and torso well, coupled with your confidence while wearing it, is enough to get the interest of most women. But if you want to try new clothes entirely that aren't just t-shirts and jeans, then there are small steps you can start with to keep things sensible while elevating your look. Henleys and Oxford button-downs instead of t-shirts, and chinos instead of jeans. Then there is getting clothes that don't have massive designer labels on them, and wearing outfits that don't clash in color too much. Blue with green should never be seen. Men's fashion is significantly easier to master than women's fashion. Men who refuse to learn about it are usually the same men who believe that dressing for attention is too effeminate for him to take seriously. Honestly, as long as they fit right and are comfortable, then you're doing better than 95% of other men. Fit is the most important though, so learning that is better than throwing money at designer clothes. That's the trouble. I'm always in between two sizes. Or the shoulders fit but the lower section is too big. Or any other number of reasons, none of them drape well on me. This even though I am a normal BMI and lift weights. I don't live in an urban area, so my selection is limited. Not being afraid of rejection. I had a friend who was the king of this. He was average looking, maybe a little below average, but a great talker. We'd go out to the bar. He'd get shot down. Then shot down again. Then a third time. We'd go to another bar. 2 more girls would shoot him down. But that 6th girl? He'd get her number. Dude was a straight dog. A dog zapping himself on an underground fence over and over till he found a weak spot. Being attractive, with stable jobs, cars, friends, disposable income, and a desire to spend a lot of my free time around women of all shapes, sizes, and statuses. In other words, I didn't lock myself in the basement playing video games while waiting for the perfect princess housewife to come knocking at my door to rub herself in my face. Somebody replied, I skirt the line of that stereotypical overweight basement-dwelling gamer pretty damn closely, and I have no trouble attracting women. As you say, part of it is just putting yourself out there. That's what dating sites exist for. I am living proof that you don't have to be wealthy or athletic to attract amazing people. Being kind, honest and respectful is like 90% of it. I am working on myself so that I am not looking for someone else to complete or parent me. This leads to confidence and being open to what someone has to offer, rather than looking to get my core needs met. This means being open to all sorts of possibilities that I might otherwise dismiss because certain items on my checklist are not ticked. It also means I do not have to worry about rejection, or rejecting, because it is easy to accept that not everyone is going to be compatible with me. Honestly, a couple divorces and a lot of therapy, as well as becoming a therapist, helped me realize that I was looking to others for that unconditional love, which is unrealistic. When we do that, we're at the mercy of everyone else. I started working on providing that kind of love to myself, and it's made things a lot better. It's a constant process of checking in with myself and asking what I need and then giving it to myself. I think that what has helped me a lot is outcome independence, meaning that I truly don't care if I become friends with a woman of interest or something more. I just chill and be my normal, goofy, outgoing self, and wherever it goes is fine with me. I think I am a good mix of disarming in conversation and talkative that most people vibe with. Also, probably most importantly, I take very good care of myself and I look younger than I actually am. This is really good because later in the relationships, you won't have to keep up with a false image to impress them, and they won't be surprised by your behavior because they've known the real you all the while. I used to be nervous around women. I was literally petrified around them. I got in great shape, got a good job, and dressed great. I got a good apartment downtown, and filled my life with cool hobbies. This had a massive effect on my confidence, and as a result I started to feel like I was the prize, not them. And this changed my entire outlook on every interaction I had with a female. And I'd literally flirt with every single girl I came across, even just for fun. This confidence oozed from me, and girls could notice. They'd even tell me. Every job I had, half the girls would flirt with me. And as a result I just never had a problem getting dates. I'm not Brad Pitt, so it's not like I could just pick any girl to go out with. But my options definitely went way up. If you can make them laugh, you can reel them in, even if you're a little shy. Girls would rather be with a funny, normal-looking guy than a boring model. Being handsome helps, but being average-looking is fine if you're funny. In my opinion, there are no ugly guys. Just be hygienic and take care of yourself, maybe have a decent wardrobe and you can turn your looks into character. If you're a slob or only wear attention-grabbing wrestling shirts, they probably won't be interested. This is exactly my friend. He's a fat man-child, and starting to bald at his 20s. He's so fat he can't wear long pants, only shorts. But holy shit, once this guy opens his mouth, honey flows out. Man's born with a silver tongue, and does he slay. A lot of girls actually like him, and this guy sleeps around. I don't know how he talks or chats the girls, but he keeps getting girls somehow. And not bad looking girls too, around 5 to 8 out of 10. After seeing this guy, I believe that truly approach and words are a big part in getting girls. Somebody replied, basically the difference between I wonder if I could date her, and I wonder what that person is like. Take genuine interest in people and treat them like humans, and you'd be surprised how quickly you find yourself in a relationship. A lot of men don't realize that when she is interviewing you, you are also interviewing her. It's totally possible that she is a 10 in all ways and still not suited for you. When I was younger, I managed to get a date with a woman who was way out of my league. I felt really nervous and insecure going into it, but when I got there I realized that she was hot but totally vapid, boring, and sort of a butthole. And suddenly I realized that she wasn't out of my league at all. In fact, she wasn't good enough for me, even though she was far more physically attractive than I was. It sounds so obvious to say something like looks are only part of what matters, but until you have that experience in real life you just don't quite get it. Now I don't ever feel lesser than anyone based on looks. I'm fat, I wear glasses, and I work 70 to 75 hours a week. But I communicate well. I talk to women like they're people, because we're all just people. I don't know what the hell I'm doing and they don't know what the hell they're doing either. And I can cook. That's super helpful. And I always order dessert when we're out. Treating everyone well and being able to talk to people. Cooking. Getting dessert. And if you're still reading, here's a line you can have for free. Hey, I'm going to get some nachos, croissant and margaritas. Want to come? Who the hell says no to croissant and margaritas? You've already said you're going. You're just asking if they want to accompany you. Somebody replied, I've found that the last part is huge in making all social interactions with pretty much anyone much easier. Instead of always asking people if they want to do X, Y, or Z, I just go do it and leave the invitation open to them for the future. Essentially, I just frame it around something that I'm doing for the sake of it and because it's fun or interesting, and they can come along if they want to. Instead of always framing the event around them. This makes people feel less stressed out, and that lack of pressure and expectation usually makes them more likely to join. The easiest way to get a significant other is to subscribe to the channel. Do it confidently and people will fall at your feet. What do you think of this advice? Any you want to give to others? Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to be notified of my daily videos.